Going to start this video with this video.
Isn't it kind of amazing how the Patriots can have the same quarterback, the same head coach, they run the same plays. Doesn't matter who it is, whether it's Danny Amendola or Wes Welker or Julian Edelman or Troy Brown or David Gibbons or David Patton or Christian Fourier or Rob Gronkowski or whoever, or Danny Woodhead or Shane Vereen or Kevin Falk. They can run the same plays with different people as long as they have the same quarterback and the same coach. They just keep winning. It works. The Bills, conversely, over 13 years, have changed absolutely everything. More than once. Many times over. The quarterback. I don't have to run through the list of quarterbacks. The coaches. I don't have to run through the list of coaches. The many offensive personnel that they have had or defensive personnel that they've had. And they continue to lose games the same way. Just like that. Just like they did on Sunday. You could go back to the old adage that losers lose and winners win, and I think it just goes back to good teams find ways to win games. And it proves that the Patriots are still a good team, regardless of their injury situation, their off-the-field situation. They're still a good team because they have one of the best quarterbacks ever.
Right? How is that any different than what's been happening these past couple of weeks or the past couple of years? You saw a microcosm of it on Sunday. This is going to be more of, I would say, I guess you could call it a rant. This is just me preaching to you. You don't have to follow it. You don't have to believe what I say, agree with what I say or anything. But I just wanted to talk a little bit about what's going on in my head and see if you can relate. So I hope we can have an intelligent discussion here, or that this video leads to an intelligent discussion. Like I said in the video that I showed, it's been the same thing for 13, now 14 years. It doesn't matter who the quarterback is, whatever. You heard the thing. You heard it if you're watching this far. Isn't it just incredible how we just consistently, year in and year out, think that, hey, you know what? This could be the year for the Bills. But for some reason, they just have this stigma, this notoriety that it is losing. Some people are just good at certain things. The Bills are good at losing, and that's what they do. That doesn't have to be that way forever. Certainly doesn't. That can change. But look back at what has happened over the past, throughout this playoff drought. How many players have you just wasted? I mean, you don't have superior. You have good football players. You don't necessarily have Pro Bowlers. You might now, but you don't necessarily have Pro Bowlers in there. But look back. You got the careers of Aaron Schobel, the careers of Chris Kelsay, the Terrence McGee's, the Lee Evans of the world. Those guys' careers the prime of their careers just came and went by the wayside without ever winning because they were stuck on this team that is just consistently mediocre and sometimes really bad. It's just those are damn fine football players whose careers were just totally come and gone. They just were here and went. How long before that happens with what we're doing now? It's already happening with Kyle Williams, with Fred Jackson. How long before it happens with Stevie Johnson, with C.J. Spiller, with Marcel Darius? This is not a, it's obviously it's a win now league. This is not a, I don't even know how to put it in words. It's just so frustrating. We're wasting talent. And what does that boil? What's the only constant in this whole equation? It's got to be the front office, right? I don't know that it is, but that is the only constant within this 13 to 14 year playoff drought. They've changed coaches, they've changed quarterbacks, they've changed everything. Even general managers they've changed. The only constant is Ralph Wilson. And maybe it'll take a new owner. Bon Jovi, not really going to talk about that. Not really that interested. Unless it materializes or becomes more serious. But it might take a new owner to compete in this league. Because you look at the Bills now, and what happened on Sunday, how does that happen? Here you have Atlanta, the same thing happened with Pittsburgh. You have two teams just begging to be beat. Just beat us. Put us out of our misery. And against Pittsburgh, they come out flat. EJ wasn't great, definitely rusty. And what happened on Sunday? They lost to an Atlanta team who was running for the bus. To a team that is eliminated from the playoffs, has 9 losses, has failed to meet every expectation that they had, which was Super Bowl pretty much. To a team that dragged Tony Gonzalez back because they thought they were close and they lost 9 out of 11 games in 5 straight. And they come in to Toronto, which is another issue altogether, and they beat you. And I'm going to speak to the young talent on this team because the young talent on this team didn't lose that game. The veteran talent lost that game. EJ Manuel did what he had to do 2 times. He wasn't great at certain points of the game. He overthrew Goodwin, which he said was impossible to do in the past. But he made the plays when it counted. It was 31-31. The defense let up a touchdown. Bad call, I agree, on the pass interference. Whatever. But EJ did it. EJ got the Bills into field goal range, and our veteran wide receiver fumbled it away. EJ got the ball in overtime. He made a play down the middle of the field to Scott Chandler, our veteran tight end, and he fumbled the ball away. So, what am I supposed to make of that? Here's our quarterback he's playing in his 8th game. Our running back has 149 yards. Maybe you want to run him a little bit more in that situation. We're not talking about the play calls because I didn't really have an issue with many of the play calls. I did at certain points, but it happens. It always happens. In every game, you're going to look back at that. You're never going to be satisfied with every play call. Spiller's running the ball well. Jackson's had a nice touchdown on a screen. Kiko Alonso did not play very well at all defensively, but here's EJ Manuel, your quarterback, leading you down the field, essentially, is what he's doing. His clutch gene, I can see it. I think you can see it too. He gets in that situation, and he thrives off of it. But you saw the weakness, and that is that the Bills' best wide receiver, although good, very good, Stevie Johnson's a very good receiver. I don't know if he's number 1 right now. I mean, you hold on to that ball. It's a great play by the defender, too, to come out, punch that thing out. Great play, but you have to know that's coming. You have to know the only thing you can't do is let go of that football. Chandler, same thing. Our huge tight end does not change games. He disappears in games at times and then comes through at a time like that only to have it ripped out of his hands. And I feel for him. I do. I feel for Johnson, too, because I know that they hate letting their teams down. Some people criticize Johnson for not taking things seriously. Why so serious? That whole thing. Shut up. You were so on his jock about that 3 years ago. You can't not be on it now. He takes the game seriously. I don't know how seriously he takes his preparation, but I can't speak to that. Because I know he takes the game seriously. When he's on that field, he's a completely different person. Completely. It's just frustrating for everyone, so the fans, everyone in that organization, coaches, players. It's just frustrating from top to bottom. More so for us because we've been watching it longer than they've been a part of it. So they can't completely relate, even though they're on the field. But they're still getting paid. We're still paying to go to these games, paying for their merchandise, and they just keep ripping our hearts out year after year. When is it going to end? That can happen. Games like that are going to happen. But how do they 2, 3, sometimes 4 of them in a season? But I haven't been that upset since the Dallas Monday Nighter, maybe the Patriots Monday Nighter. It's been a long time since I've been as upset as I was on Sunday. So upset that after the game, I didn't really want to go to Tampa, which I am doing. I'm still excited for it, don't get me wrong, and I can't wait to go. But, the headache that I had, unreal. You watch it and you just literally can't believe, does Vince McMahon own the NFL? How do you write this kind of script? How does that happen? Twice. Oh my God. The Bills are not in the playoffs yet, but for all intents and purposes, they are. Who need miracles to go their way. Everything else went their way on Sunday too. Absolutely everything. That's what makes it so frustrating. They can still win out, but you can't trust them. You can't trust them to. Because of things like Sunday. They let a 2-win team, a team who, like I said, was just begging to be beat. Steven Jackson rushes for 2 touchdowns for the first time in 2 years. Roddy White almost doubles his receiving total for the season. The Bills get 6 sacks, but somehow still lose. Just miserable. Put it into words, guys. Put it into words. It can be 140 characters on Twitter. It could be in a comment section here. Tell me what you think. Because that was just awful. Play the Bucs. The Bucs got hammered by Carolina on Sunday. Just hammered. Glennon did not look good. The running game did not look good. Nobody looked good on Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay is a team the Bills should beat. Especially because they're fully healthy. But will they? Who knows? Who can really say? I want to just skip the formalities here and just make a prediction. Because the Bills should beat them. EJ's on the road in Florida where he played college ball. Hasn't been good on the road really, but he's got a fully healthy team. Spiller's running the ball all right. Jackson's okay. The Bills should beat the Buccaneers. The Bills should beat the Buccaneers by 2 scores. Just like I said against the Falcons. But I don't know that they will. So therefore I'm going to pick the Bucs to win. Because you can't trust the Bills. I'm going to pick the Bucs to win by the count of, let's see. Bills will keep it close. Keep you there right to the end. 28-27. Sure, why not? 28-27 Bucs. Lock it up. That's all I can do. How has it come to this? I don't hate the coaching. I don't hate the quarterback. I don't hate anything about this team, but they're still a 4-win team. Searching for answers, guys. I want to hear all of your thoughts, as many as you can. So comment, subscribe, all that good, fun stuff. See what you got to say. All right, I'll be in Tampa Bay on Sunday, so think of me. I'll try to tweet from the game if I can, tweet some pictures and stuff to at least make something sort of cool. But if you came this far in the video, as always, thank you. And as always, go Bills!